Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live Argentina discussion and a very, very special edition for many, many different reasons. My name is Roy Nemer of Mundo Albiceleste.com, and on the on the right-hand side, we have the live streaming of the Argentina national team live from Florida. Osvaldo Godoy is on site for Mundo Albiceleste. So what you see on the right-hand side is the Argentina national team training in Florida. Argentina plays Venezuela on Friday. And I just wanted to kick things off. As always, my name is Roy Nemer of MundoAlbiceleste.com. Some sad news right before we went live here. Legendary Argentine coach Miguel Angel Russo has passed away, current coach of Boca Juniors, but a legendary coach in his own right. Passed away just a couple of moments ago. The news broke. He had been sick, he had been battling illness for several years now. And the news broke a couple of minutes ago that he has sadly passed away. And we'll talk about it, of course. I say legendary. He's coached dozens of teams in Argentina. And Estudiantes legend, playing over 400 matches for the club. Boca Juniors legend, winning the Copa Libertadores with them in 2007, the last coach to do so with the club. He never got around to coaching the national team. There were rumors in around 2016 to 2018 at one point that Russo would take over and coach the team. Many names were being rumored at the time, but Miguel Angel Russo did not coach the national team, but still a legendary coach in South America, a legendary coach in Argentina, still very young, 69 years of age, and current Boca Juniors coach as well. So my condolences to him, to his family, to his family, to his friends, and everybody who knew him. And it was very, very sad to hear. It's not the note we wanted to open at, but unfortunately, he has passed away. And I'm just, I don't know what more to say. Really, it's a shock. He had been sick. He had been in the hospital for a while recently, and unfortunately, he has passed away. So rest in peace to him. And again, strength and condolences to his family and friends and anybody who knew him. Continuing on, we had the video on the right hand side, and apparently the Zoom, there were some video problems there in regards to the video quality for the training. But let's get to the news. There's a lot of news to get to, but first, as always, let us know down below where you're watching from. We tend to get from all around the world. So please do let us know in the comment section, and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications button to be the first person notified as soon as we go live. Taking a look at the chat, excuse me. Joel, hey Roy, good to see you. Good to see you too, Joel. Thank you so much for joining. David from Australia, Western Sydney, Australia, to be exact. Rest in peace, showing love. Thank you, David, for joining. And Paro Miguel, excuse me, saying rest in peace to Miguel Angel Russo. Definitely one of the Argentine great coaches. It's 11:56 p.m. in Nigeria. Paro Miguel joining us. Thank you so much. Marina saying Miguelito was a legend to us. Rosario Central fans as well. He gave us so much. I will miss him terribly. A lot. Yeah, he coached Vélez, he coached Boca, obviously Estudiantes, Rosario Central, Racing. I believe he coached San Lorenzo as well. He coached many clubs, and it's sad. It's really sad. Axel from Miami, Florida. Will Messi play Friday off the bench? Maybe. That's a big news. Big news. There are some rumors that he might not play versus Venezuela. He might play for Inter Miami. We'll get into all of that in just a second. Let's get to the match itself versus Venezuela. We'll take a look at the list as well. There were some surprises here. There are certainly some surprises. I'll bring up the list in just a moment. But really quickly, I know a lot of people are not overly happy with the list or expecting some different names. I'll be honest, I was one of them. I was expecting different names to be called up. But the names are, and let me just pull this up quickly. Give me one moment, and we'll get the names here of the players. I'm sorry, I'm still kind of shocked, I guess is the word when it comes to all of this. But let's bring up the team, the Argentina team. Here we are, bringing this up right now, and there you are. All right, so this is the Argentina team for the matches versus Venezuela and Puerto Rico. I'll bring that up closer to zoom in. Goalkeepers: Emiliano Martinez, Jeronimo Rulli, Walter Benitez, and Facundo Cambeses. He's new. He has not been called up in the past from Racing all the way in Argentina. Uh, I don't know if Scaloni called up 4 goalkeepers because Emiliano Martinez is not 100% fit. I believe he was having some calf problems, and there were some rumors that he might not be called up or he would be called up but wouldn't play. So maybe Scaloni calling up 4 goalkeepers just in case. After that, Gonzalo Montiel in the team, Molina's in the team, Christian Romero's in the team, Leonardo Balerdi, Nicolas Otamendi, Marcos Senesi, the big name, is included from Bournemouth. A lot of people, myself included, have been wanting to see him in the team for a while now. Senesi back in the team. Lautaro Rivero of River Plate, another one being called up for the first time, the center back. Marcos Acuna and Nicolas Tagliafico. So no real new right back, no left back, no Agustin Guy, no Valentin Barco, even though he's not really playing as a left back for Strasbourg. No new left back, no new right back in the team. In midfield, Leandro Paredes, of course, Anibal Moreno of Palmeiras, who had an assist for Palmeiras versus Sao Paulo just a couple of days ago. He's in very good form for them. Rodrigo De Paul called up, Enzo Fernandez, Nico Paz makes the team, Gio Lo Celso, Alexis McAllister. Thiago Almada pulled out. He was initially pulled out due to injury. No substitute or no replacement called up. And then up front, Juliano Simeone, Nicolas Gonzalez, Franco Mastantuono, Lionel Messi, of course. Jose Manuel Lopez, also of Palmeiras, called up in September for the World Cup qualifiers, called up once more. There are rumors and reports that he will get some minutes versus either Venezuela or Puerto Rico. And then Julian Alvarez and Lautaro Martinez, of course. So that's the team. Let me know down below what everybody thinks. I'll get into it in just a moment as well. But first off, let's take a look at the chat. Jackson, yes, Jackson saying Matias Soulé, Valentin Barco, Matias Soulé. No Matias Soulé in the team. And we'll talk about that, of course. Joao, hello. Saludos from Brazil. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from Brazil. Flaco Lopez is playing really well right now in Brazil. He had 2 goals for Palmeiras. I believe he has 3 goals in his last 2 matches for them. I should probably get my Palmeiras jersey that's just behind me over there and put that on for Jose Manuel Lopez. Padre Miguel, talking about Molina, the right back. It's going to be interesting to see. We always say it interesting when it comes to Scaloni. This is going to be another one. Misa Noor, it's 5 a.m. in Bangladesh. Love to watch you. Thank you so much for watching all the way from Bangladesh, 5 a.m. Thank you so much for joining. Padre Miguel saying Molina, Acuna, Montiel should not be there in my opinion. I'm going to be a little bit harsh in just a couple of moments. I'm going to really give my thoughts on this list. Axel saying, can't wait to see Alvarez play live. He is a gem to watch, of course. Then Sharifi is saying, the fact that they are keeping Soulé and Barco out and they are calling up washed up players, tells me Scaloni is being influenced by Argentine football politics. Ridiculous. It's a strong feeling there. Misa Noor saying Soulé is being treated unfairly. Joel Soulé playing for Italy potentially. I don't think that's going to happen. Personally speaking, I saw the rumors, and we're going to talk about Soulé and all the players that were not called up. I like this comment a lot. I don't think Soulé ends up playing for Italy. I think Soulé will get called up to the national team. I don't know if he's going to be at the World Cup. No one knows that yet. But I think he will be called up for Argentina, and he will play for Argentina and not Italy. Joao saying, there you go, 3 goals and plenty of assists for Jose Manuel Lopez. Marina saying, Matias Soulé should have been on that list. It makes me so sad to think that he may end up playing for Italy if he's not called up by Scaloni. Look, let's talk about it. No Matias Soulé. A lot of people saying, what's going on there. No one knows. He's been called up in the past, hasn't played for Argentina, yet to play a single match for the national team. I saw a lot of people, especially in September, saying, why wasn't he there? Franco Masantuono's being there, even though, quote unquote, at the time he hadn't done much, let's say, playing for Real Madrid. A lot of people saying that's why Masantuono got called up and what's going on with Soulé. I don't know. Obviously, there's a lot of competition there in that position. There's a lot of youngsters, a lot of players that were not called up, not just Matthias Soulé, but in attack, Argentina is absolutely stacked. Me personally speaking, I was expecting for October and for November for Scaloni to really change things up and call up new players, call up players we haven't seen in the past. Yes, he's done that to a certain degree, absolutely. Rivero being called up from River Plate is one of them. Aníbal Moreno of Palmeiras is another one. But players in playing really well, because Matias Soulé has done very well for Roma, arguably their best player this season. A lot of goals, a couple of assists as well. And he hasn't been called up. And it almost begs the question, what more does Soulé have to do to be called up to the national team? Now, there are two matches now, of course, Venezuela and Puerto Rico. And then in November, Argentina will play in India and will play in Angola. So that's another two matches, another list that will be named by Scaloni. We don't know if Soulé will be called up there or if he won't. Let's not forget, Marcos Senesi has been in very good form for the last 3 years or so, and he was almost called up by Italy. I believe at the time it was Roberto Mancini, the coach of Italy, and he was going to call Senesi up. Senesi said no. He ended up being called up by Scaloni. Excuse me, by Scaloni. He was part of the Finalissima team. Didn't play versus them, but did play versus Estonia, and that was in June 2022. Was not picked for the World Cup. Was not picked for the Copa America. 3 years and a couple of months later, Senesi is back in the team, and Senesi, like Soulé, plays in a position where there's a lot of competition. A lot. We're talking about, Lisandro Martinez is injured, but you have Christian Romero, you have Leonardo Balerdi, you have Nicolas Otamendi, you have Facundo Medina. Obviously, Senesi being one of them. Lautaro Rivero is another one. There's a lot of competition there, and I was going to say Senesi, excuse me. Soulé, I think, will get called up by Argentina, maybe in November, but I don't know what's going on. No one really knows what's going on with Soulé. Let's take a look at the chat and see what's going on. So lively chat, I love that. Padre Miguel is saying Soulé will not play for Italy, and he does deserve a call up, 100%, of course. Keach Lover, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, saying he isn't being called up because of the governors at Vélez. 100% fact. Okay, it's politics. Look, it could be politics. It wouldn't be the first time politics and football were involved. Of course, it absolutely could be. I don't know. I don't know. Saying Correa gets called up and Simeone the new headless chicken and Soulé doesn't come on. Look, it's strange decisions, and the Argentina national team have gone hand in hand for decades, absolute decades. You want to go back to Maradona not being called up in 78. You want to go a little bit further than that in the 90s, where Redondo wasn't called up because he refused to cut his hair. There's been a lot of stuff. There's been a lot of stuff. Marina saying Italy is so desperate to steal as many players from us as possible. I mean, they have Matteo up front, as do Italy, but I mean, Italy needs players. Let's say that. I mean, for such a rich, historic national team, and they're gonna make the World Cup if they haven't already. But I don't think Soulé plays for them. I don't think so. North Village, I think a few players will play themselves out of the team, so I'm not worried about Soulé. I'm not overly worried either, but I don't know if he's going to make the World Cup. Lautaro, Rivero, Anibal, there you are. We're going to talk very, very good comment here about the Argentina under-20 team. We will be talking about the team in a little bit once we're done talking about the national team and the match versus Venezuela. It's San Isidro. Okay, there you are. That makes a lot more sense. There you are. Thank you so much for joining. Love the support on the website, of course. Thank you so much. Jackson Barinachea and Emiliano Buendia, two other players, right, that have been called up in the past recently and not called up this time. Well deserved for Rivero, Moreno, and yes, and Jose Manuel Lopez. Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us. San Isidro. And Joao saying, I feel like we have a lot of good players. We do, and it's stacked in a lot of positions, bar left back and right back. That's the main thing, and that's what I want to dive into a little bit. And so I'm not saying 4-0 win for Argentina under 20 team. Vamos. Yes, we're going to talk about the under 20 team. But yes, we do have a lot of good players. Now, when we take a look at the team, specifically this squad, Montiel and Molina are Argentina's two right backs. Acuna and Tagliafico are Argentina's two left backs. Now, for me personally, I would have loved to have seen Barco called up, Agustin Giai called up, anyone that could play left back, Bernabei called up, anyone for Scaloni to try. Because I'll be very, very honest, for Argentina to go into the 2026 World Cup having Tagliafico, Acuna, Molina, Montiel as the fullbacks, for me, that's a weak spot in the team. That's absolutely a weak spot. These guys are World Cup champions. Montiel, of course, scoring the winning goal in the penalty shootout. Acuna being solid throughout. Molina playing out of his mind for Argentina at times. And Tagliafico, I mean, anyone who follows the channel knows how much I love Tagliafico and how he is one of the unsung heroes in this team, right? Now, with all of that said, the team needs new fullbacks, in my opinion. And I think I'm not the only one thinking that. I'm not the only one saying that. The team needs new faces in the back, in my opinion, as left back and right back. I don't know what's going to happen. Again, Argentina plays 2 more matches in November. After that, we think it's the Finalissima in March versus Spain, and then maybe 1 or 2 friendly matches before the World Cup, and then it's the World Cup. So Scaloni doesn't have too many matches to experiment. North Village saying, I'd love to see Valentin Gomez and Narboni try for fullback positions. Gomez in very good form for Real Betis, but again, a center back more. Yes, Montoro at the under 20 team, we'll talk about that. Substituted out, his right shoulder not looking too good. Looks like a fracture. Ouch, that one hurts. What do you think of DePaul's form? This is an interesting one. I want to let everybody answer that one as well. Rodrigo DePaul, not in the best of forms for Inter Miami. I think I've said this before about DePaul. I think when it's a big match for Argentina, I think he will show up. I 100% think he will show up. I think the hunger from him is still there. The passion, of course, is there. Everything is there. The one thing I will say, and it's something I hope Scaloni doesn't doesn't do, is I don't want Scaloni to stick with players that were beyond excellent 3-4 years ago at the World Cup if we have better players that are in form right now. Because when you look at the midfielders for Argentina, the ones that are called up and the ones that are not called up, Rodrigo de Paul is not in the best of forms when you compare him to those other midfielders and even some of the players that are not called up. And for me, De Paul is such an important part of this team since Scaloni took over, right? We know it. It's him, it's Paredes, it's Lo Celso. Those are Scaloni's 3 favorites in the midfield. Now, Lo Celso has been dropped at times. He hasn't always been called up to the team because of injuries. So, and of course, most notably at the World Cup. So we saw some changes there. Alexis McAllister came in, Enzo Fernandez came in. And it looks like maybe Lo Celso is still there, obviously still with the team, might not be first choice anymore. Maybe in certain matches he is, but maybe not in most. But Rodrigo de Paul is such an integral part of this team. He's a very, very important part of the midfield that if he is going to take him out, obviously things might change for the team in midfield. You might get a different dynamic player coming in depending on who comes in. But I do think Argentina has the midfielders to not worry if De Paul is not in the best of forms, as long as the other players play, if that makes sense. Again, I still think De Paul could do it. He might not be in the best of forms right now. The World Cup is less than a year away, but I think he's going to be there, of course, barring an injury. And I'm saying this while knocking on wood. DePaul is going to be at the World Cup. It's just a matter of will he start right now in form. Should he start? No. If we're strictly talking about form, Rodrigo De Paul's form right now, he should not start because there are better midfielders. Because there are midfielders in better form. Now, we'll see what Scaloni thinks and what he's going to do. And that my thoughts on Rodrigo De Paul, and I'm saying this as someone who is a massive De Paul fan, massive, massive. BC, welcome BC, saying I want to see the under 20 stars in the main team. They're ready. I think a couple of them are. Who knows if one or two of them might make the World Cup. And let's not forget, Claudio Echeverri not called up, and he's not at the under 20 World Cup either. Eki Fernandez not called up. So there are some players here missing that are not called up. And Mizanur, there you go. Players like Echeverri didn't get enough playing time at Leverkusen. BC, Messi should have started in 2006 at 19. Maradona should have been there in 1978. Of course, going back to the different, let's say, politics or decisions in the world, in the national team. Marina, it's a very weak spot, and every team we'll play against will know it for sure when it comes to the fullbacks. 100% agree with you there. Senesi Kuti in the middle, Licha on the left. Licha knows how to play left. Of course, Lisandro Martinez can play as left back. The thing with Lisandro is obviously he's injured. He's been out since February. He's looks like he's going to come back end of October, beginning of November, which for Argentina is very, very good. Now, whether Scaloni will play him as left back, we don't know. He might. We've seen it, of course. We've seen it at the World Cup versus the Netherlands in a back line of 5. But in terms of a pure natural left back, there isn't much in the team right now that are being picked. And I mean, you mentioned Senesi, of course. Lisandro Martinez playing as a center back has been solid alongside Romero, but we'll see what Scaloni thinks. Joao, totally agree with you. So Natsuli is selected in the past by Scaloni, but did not get minutes, but he's in great form and should get a chance now. He absolutely should get a chance. Joao Montoro is an awesome player. I think he's a player for the under 20s. I'm high on Montoro. I really am. I think he's a solid player. Got injured today versus Nigeria. And if I'm being honest, has not had the best of under 20 World Cups for Argentina. He hasn't been bad. I've seen a lot of people really criticize him a lot. I don't think he's been bad. I just don't think he's been as good as he has been when playing in Brazil. Paro Miguel saying De Paul not playing well at Miami. BC, De Paul playing himself into a bench role, very possible. North Village, De Paul's not good enough. I would even swap him out for Delgado, but the main team values very physical players, and that is very true. Vladislav, welcome. As long as Argentina can figure out a way to shore up their back line, they can defend their title. I fully agree with that, by the way. And I do agree with this. The likes of Acuna and Otamendi cannot be starters. Otamendi, for me, is someone, if you want to close out a game with his experience and his grit, solid. Starting him 7 games or starting him 3 games in a row or 4 games or whatever it might be, I wouldn't, not for me. Let's put it that way, not for me. I know he gets a lot of criticism again as well from a lot of people. I just think we might have some better options to be fully starters in the team for the next World Cup. Not to say he cannot start 1 match or 2 matches or whatnot, but I don't think. I don't know. I don't know. Misanur Taglia is still the best fullback in Argentina national team. I do agree with that. Milton Delgado is absolutely brilliant. He needs to get to 170 centimeters at least. And yes, Otamendi is ideal to close out games and for the locker room. Fully agree with that as well. I mean, we're mixing a little bit here when it comes to the senior national team and the under 20 team. So we're mixing a little bit all of that. But overall, what does everybody think about this team? The one that has been called up, not the players that weren't called up, but the ones that have been called up. What do you think? Are you happy with it? Are you not happy with it? Were you expecting a little bit different? I'll be honest again, I was expecting more different faces. I mean, for me, I think Scaloni knows what Montiel could offer. Scaloni knows what Acuna could offer. Try out different players. That's for me. Again, that's what I think. But I'm not the coach. Scaloni is, and Scaloni is the mastermind who's won 4 trophies with the national team. So who am I to argue, right? Who am I to argue? Now, moving on, we're going to talk about the under 20 national team, a 4-0 win. Let me just bring this up here. A 4-0 win for Argentina versus Nigeria. I'll tell you what, Diego Placenta, tremendous with this team. Absolutely tremendous with this team. He's done so well. When you look at where the team was with Javier Mascherano as coach to what we have now, no disrespect to Mascherano. I'm a big fan. Anyone who watches the channel knows this. I'm a big Mascherano fan. But this team, it's levels, right? In terms of where this team was 2 years ago or 1 year ago, and you compare it to now, it's very, very different. Let's continue with the chat here. David Lopez, Messi should have been allowed to stay with Miami, who needs him more than Argentina. I mean, that's the other thing. There are rumors that Messi might not play versus Venezuela, that he might play with Inter Miami. Argentina play on Friday, Inter Miami play on Saturday, and Argentina looks like they will be playing Puerto Rico on Tuesday, not on Monday, but on Tuesday in Miami instead of Chicago. But that is not 100% confirmed. We need speed and players that can run and cover for Messi if Messi is going to start. I do agree with that. I agree. I 100%. I agree with this. Vladislav, maybe Matias Soule should suggest playing at the back if he wants to get into the team. Look, it's it's an idea. It's an idea. Para Miguel, Diego Placente is a great coach. He absolutely is a very, very good coach. I read a comment in passing a couple of days ago, and it got me thinking a little bit. And later on, I'm obviously not saying now nor at the World Cup or after the World Cup, but eventually when Scaloni decides to step aside, whether it's in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, whenever that might be, I think there's a successor in Diego Placente there. I really think so. He's done tremendous at youth level, and he knows the team, he knows the players, he knows Scaloni, he knows the system, he knows everything. Might not be a bad successor in a couple of years down the line when Scaloni decides to step aside. North Village, Placente is the real deal. Brilliant, fluid football. If I squint, I might just think it was Barcelona. Yeah, he has a team playing very, very well. 3-1 win versus Cuba. Could have been more. 4-1 win versus Australia. 1-0 win versus Italy. 4-0 win versus Nigeria. And historically speaking, Argentina versus Nigeria has always been a very, very difficult match. Nigeria eliminating Argentina in 2023 at the Under-20 World Cup, which took place in Argentina. If you want to go back all those years ago, Argentina versus Nigeria in 1996 at the Olympics, in 2005 at the Under-20 World Cup in the final, Messi scoring in that one. In what else was there? In 2008 at the Olympics. Like, historically speaking, Argentina and Nigeria, one way or another, is a rivalry, and it's always very, very difficult against them. That's excluding at the different World Cups that Argentina have faced them: 94, 2002, 2010, 2014, 2018. It's a rivalry, and congratulations to the team. 4-0 win. Let's get to the chat. Vladislav saying yes, ideal successor to Scaloni, and Maher Cariso is great, and a goal for Silvetti too, who is now at Inter Miami. Yes, former News Old Boys, Matteo Silvetti scoring today as well. So 4-0 win for Argentina. Are we going to see Garnacho recall anytime soon? Who knows? I've watched I watched most of Chelsea's matches this season, and he's performing better than he did towards the end of when he was with Manchester United. He's less selfish in the sense of he'll pass it. Even if the shooting opportunity is there, he will pass it. You could tell he's trying. He's not as selfish on the ball as maybe he was in the past. He's definitely maturing. He has I'm going to say the full season, but he has a couple of months or several months to really impress Scaloni. He's there's a lot of competition. That's the other thing with Garnacho is that position down the wing, whether it's left wing or right wing, there's a lot of competition. And does he track back as well as a Nicolas Gonzalez? No. Does he track back as well as a Giuliano Simeone? No. But is he playing better than he was before? Yes. But the competition is there. So I don't know if we're going to see him in the team for the World Cup. Maybe before. I don't know. It'll be difficult. But best of luck to him, of course. Definitely. Lopez, Somnath saying Lopez could be a good option for a third striker. I take that. North Village saying hot take, Savetti should start. That guy is a monster in link-up play. Talking about the under-20 team right now. Mizanor saying Delgado and Valentin Acuna at the midfield, too good. Buonanotte can fill in for De Paul, and he plays with Enzo. Buonanotte of Chelsea, doing very well since joining them, the couple of matches that he has gotten. But again, competition. There's so much competition for Argentina in midfield. David Lopez saying if Paz and Masantuono were playing the Under-20 World Cup for Argentina, they would win for sure. Absolutely. They'd have Argentina have a very, very good chance right now, and I'm saying this while knocking on wood. But of course, with Paz and Masantuono, they'd have an even better chance. Paz is so good with Como, and Masantuono is getting better every single match with Madrid. Sarko's limited, has tunnel vision for a goal, never aware of his teammates around him. Look, Sarko scored, what is it? He scored 4 goals in 4 matches, and I think 3 of them have come in the first 4 minutes of every single match. It's incredible how he's scoring goals so early for Argentina in every single match, and I'm saying this while knocking on wood. He hasn't really played for Bayer Leverkusen as far as I know, but good for him. And if it gets him into the Bayer Leverkusen team, even better for him. Now, for Argentina, next up is against Mexico. Mexico, one of the stronger teams as well at this World Cup, doing very, very well. And Argentina are on. This World Cup is shaping up to be. It's been very good so far. I don't know how much everyone here has watched. I've tried to watch highlights of other matches as well. Of course, not just Argentina games, but highlights of other matches. Colombia is very good, of course. Spain's very good. And the winner of Argentina versus Mexico, and Mexico has a solid, at least from what I've seen so far, but Mexico versus Argentina, the winner of that faces the winner of Spain versus Colombia in the semifinals. And on the other side of the bracket, it's United States, Italy, Morocco, South Korea, Paraguay, Norway, and Japan versus France. So Argentina have some tough games if they want to make the final. If they want to make the semifinal, Argentina versus Mexico is going to be a match that I think could be very, very entertaining. Very entertaining and very, very difficult for both teams as well. Mexico is very good, and of course, Argentina very, very good as well. Ladislav saying if Spain used all their available players, they would also be amazing. Of course, they would be. Paulo Miguel saying Sarko is not limited, in my opinion. And Ladislav saying I can watch the matches on FIFA Plus. It's nice. All right. So that's the Under-20 World Cup. Paulo Miguel saying he's watched all the matches, all the Argentina matches, which is nice. Very, very nice to see. I've watched all but one. One of them had to watch the highlights. But Argentina, Mexico, that one's gonna be a good one. A very, very good game. All right. Let's take a look. What else we have here? Sumnath, any update on Agustin Roberto? I've never played to injury. He's another young, promising striker, had ACL. I haven't heard anything recently when it comes to him. I'll be very, very honest. I really haven't. But there's so much talent when it comes to Argentina. So much. Now, going back really quickly before we wrap things up here. Argentina versus Venezuela. Scaloni said that he wants to try out new players. So maybe that means Jose Manuel Lopez up front instead of Lautaro or Julian. He's a different kind of striker than the two of them. And I want to see him. I want to see him get some minutes. I really want to see Jose Manuel Lopez get some minutes. I hope so, and I hope he does. Now in midfield or just in attack in general, I want to see Nico Pass get some minutes. Maybe somehow, some way, get Nico Pass and Franco Mastantuono both on the pitch at the same time. See how they do together, if it's possible, of course. Um, and let's take a look here. Pablo Miguel. Roberto will be back this month. There you are. He's been out for a while. Wasn't it since the qualifiers for Argentina, since the under-20 qualifiers? If my mind is not playing tricks on me on this one. Roberto's been out for a while. North Village. So thank you for that, Pablo Miguel. North Village, watch Sarko play closely. He's clumsy, but a good player. Silvetti would make his team even more free-flowing. Mizanur, I never miss Argentina matches. I don't even sleep the whole night to watch the match, all the way from Bangladesh. Thank you for the support. And that's Mundo Albiceleste, right? That's the community here. It's the family. Everyone being Argentina fans. So for me, my biggest thing for Argentina versus Venezuela is, I want to see Nico Pass. I want to see maybe De Paul on the bench. See who Scaloni starts in his place. The back line, I want to see Marcos Senesi get some minutes. I want to see Jose Manuel Lopez, Franco Mastantuono, maybe even Moreno. Give Moreno some minutes. See how well he does. That's what I want to see. I don't know what everyone else wants to see. Pablo Miguel is saying Paz should start ahead of Mastantuono. Man, Nico Paz has been in tremendous form for Como, hasn't he? He's been in very, very good form for them. North Village saying, I wanted Roberto to make the World Cup because the striker that's a cut above, probably another Alvarez. That's some very high praise there. That's some very, very high praise right there. All right. That is last thing Real Madrid would probably prefer if he doesn't play either. That's a good one. That's a good one, Vladislav, when it comes to Mastantuono. Now, on that note, we are going to be live on Friday from the stadium. We're going to be at the game, or Osvaldo is going to be at the game. We're going to be doing a pre-match video, and a post-match as well. So Argentina versus Venezuela will be live before the game, and will be live after the game here on YouTube as well. Did Carboni get called up? Not this time, but he was called up in September. But he did not make the team for the matches versus Venezuela and Puerto Rico. So on that note, I want to say a big, big thank you to everybody for watching. Let me know down below if you're watching us on repeat. What do you guys think of the team, of the under-20 team, and everything? Let us know down below and where you're watching from. Of course, as I mentioned, we are going to be live before the match, and we are going to be live after the match, Argentina versus Venezuela. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notifications button to be the first person notified as soon as we go live or a new video drops. As always, my name is Roy Nemer of MundoAlbiceleste.com. I want to say a big, big everybody. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you for the kind words. You guys have been tremendous. Joao, another awesome discussion. Happy to be here with you, my friends. Happy to be here with you guys as well. Thank you so much for the love and support, everybody. As I mentioned, Friday before the game and after the game as well. Until next time, take it easy, everybody. Bye.